Hi, what's up, guys? I hope everyone is fine. Today, I'm just gonna tell you some important 10 tips that tips and tricks for acing the IELTS. This is not like tips and tricks for the individual module. It's just a tips. Just tips to plan to have a good plan for your IELTS exam. IELTS. The path of IELTS is not really quite easy. Just you can consider it's like climbing mountain. The mountain climbing এর মতো একটা চ্যালেঞ্জিং অপশন পাওয়া যায়. It's quite challenging, but it's quite rewarding as well. আপনি যদি চ্যালেঞ্জটা নিতে প্রস্তুত থাকেন, I hope you're gonna get a reward at some point of it. you know so I'm gonna give you some 10 tips. I'm gonna give you 10 tips which is really gonna help you to have a good plan for your IELTS exam. I'm telling you again, it's not gonna be just any individual module tips. It's gonna be just overall tips. I'm not gonna give you any tips for any specific topics. Alright, so let's check it out what we have. Okay, so as you can see in my videos, the number one is practice with full length IELTS test. Alright, the reason why I'm saying this is that don't just practice for the IELTS a few questions at a time or one section at a time, because I have seen so many students just whole of the day they just keep practicing fill in the blanks and they just don't focus on other stuff. In shorter period, if you just try to practice for a short time of amount, it might be quite useful, but it's really quite important to also use some kind of full-length IELTS exam in your test preparation. And you know why? Because in your real test you're gonna be sit for the full-length IELTS test, and if you don't get flexible with your home by doing doing the full length of IELTS reading test, so you are just gonna be in a trouble. So maybe if you're not habituated with this, and you might not feel comfortable with in your main exam, so it's better to just go for the practice test with full length IELTS. All right, so this is the number one, just practice with full length IELTS test. Right, so next one is very important. Always use the official IELTS material. Like in my country, especially in Bangladesh, so many people just try to find some kind of shorter way. আমাদের দেশে স্টুডেন্টগুলো বেশিরভাগ সময় শর্ট ওয়েতে ট্রাই করে যে কোন রাইটার হ্যাজ রিটেন সাম কাইন্ড অফ বুকস, মানে কোনো বাঙালি কোন ফালতু রাইটার কোন কি বই লিখছে, এই যে they just trying to find this kind of books. I've seen so many students saying some kind of books from mentors, some kind of books from writers like Khan Publications. They have some kind of good books, and students waste their money to get those books. Those books doesn't really work. That's not really authentic. So it's more than enough to get good marks just by reading Cambridge IELTS from 6 till the last edition, like 13. Don't buy some books which is just written by from the author of your country. Buy some books from authentic authors. From those authors are really from native English speaking country. Alright, so don't just waste your money by some kind of if you think okay these books might be easier for you, but that's not gonna work, to be honest. If you don't practice with the official IELTS material, you're not gonna get the whole idea how the IELTS really works. So these are the reason you're gonna have to find some all the official IELTS material from Cambridge or from wherever we can. Right, number 3 is really important one. Always aim for a higher score than you need. আপনি যতটুকু স্কোর দরকার অলওয়েজ টার্গেট করবেন যে তার থেকে একটু বেশি পাওয়ার জন্য. ওকে, let's say that your university or employer wants a 6.5 in IELTS score. So are you gonna aim for 6.5? You could, but that's actually a bit risky. So it's gonna be quite risky. Instead, you want to aim for at least a 7. So you're gonna have to make an aim to get at least 7. This is the way that you have room for few unexpected mistakes on test day. So আপনি যদি একটু বেশি টার্গেট করেন, সো পরীক্ষার আগে you gonna have to find what kind of mistakes you were having and you can work on that. এটার উপর কাজ করতে পারেন. Okay, so always at least aim for 0.5 higher than you need. I mean, whatever the score you need, just try to aim at least 0.5. So, for example, like you finish 7, try to make a target 7.5. All right. So, and you're gonna have to take preparation according to this. All right. Number 4 is really quite substantial one. Is really substantial. I think most of the teachers I've seen from Bangladesh don't even. I think I'm not saying all. I'm not saying most of them even don't know how the IELTS really marked. Okay, how the IELTS score are really calculated. There is an English proverb called "knowing is half the battle." Okay, so you should know how your listening and reading raw scores. So your actual number of correct answers will be converted to an official band scores. So band 6, 6.5, and band 7, etc. So you should also take a good long look at the scoring standards for IELTS writing and speaking. So I mean, IELTS reading or listening is just quite simple. That all you're gonna have to mark correctly. Well, how many you got correct, and according to this, you're gonna have to give like. According to this, and teacher gonna give you the band scores, but you're gonna have to know that how the speaking and writing are really marked. Okay, it's not just about your overall writing, or it's just not just about your overall speaking. I have seen so many teachers. আমি অনেক টিচারকে দেখেছি যে excuse me যে they're taking mock tests from some students, and end of the exam they're just giving an estimated mark, but they are not just focusing the 4 section of us speaking criteria. I mean, all the examiners are bound to mark all the students about 4 sections, not just individually. Like 25% of marks is you're gonna have to equal 25% marks on each section of IELTS speaking marking criteria. Like speaking, you're gonna have to mark between 25%. Pronunciation, you're gonna have to mark 25%. Grammar, you're gonna have to mark 25%. Then you're gonna have to mark like your fluency with 25%. And the last one is you're gonna have to mark about your vocabulary in 25%. Whatever you say in your 15 minutes of IELTS speaking period, it doesn't really matter. The examiner is gonna mark you on these 4 sectors. Okay, so you're gonna have to know that how really IELTS tests are calculated. Alright, the next one is choose your IELTS test date wisely. যে ডেটে চুজ করবেন একটু ওয়াইজলি চুজ করবেন, যেন এখানে এমন আর কোনো স্কেজুয়াল মানে কনফ্লিক্ট না করে। তারপরটা হচ্ছে নো এক্স্যাক্টলি ওয়ার ইউর টেস্ট সেন্টার ইজ বিফোর দ্য টেস্ট ডে। দিস আর ভেরি ইম্পর্টেন্ট থিংস। মানে আমাদের একটা প্রবলেম হয় কি যে আমরা হয়তো from my experience I'm saying, for the first time I took my IELTS was in Bonani, and I used to live in Dhanmondi, so I never went to Bonani before, and it's really took me just 15 minutes before the exam I went there, and I was really quite a bit stressed. So and if you just like go 1 day before that where your exam center is, so probably you know the route better, so you can avoid the traffic haulage or something like that. যদি আপনি আগে থেকে গিয়ে একটু ট্রাফিক দেখে আসেন, এক্সাম হলটা দেখে আসেন, so you can plan according to this that what time you're gonna have to get out from home, because you never know, you might get stuck in traffic. So this is the reason I'm telling you that know exactly where your test center is before the test day. একদিন পরীক্ষার আগে একদিন গিয়ে দেখে আসা ভালো যে কোথায় আপনার পরীক্ষাটা হবে। ওকে, and next is very very important one. Look at sample IELTS writing essay. I mean, those were the best writers, যারা খুবই ভালো writer, they just don't only write, they also read a lot. And to be a good IELTS writer, the most important thing to read is sample of topic scoring IELTS essay. Just you're gonna have to find some kind of samples which is available in online that we have score 9 in both of the task 1 and task 2, and you're gonna have to read all of this, because if you read all of those, you're gonna have a basic idea that why they achieved the maximum score, and what kind of vocabulary they used, what kind of collocations they used, what kind of grammar they used. So this is really going to help you to get going, that what you have to do and where you have to improve. So this is the reason why I'm saying that don't just try to write essay over essay, and it's really not going to improve your score because you don't know where to fix your mistakes. So you're just going to have to read all of the essays achieved band 8.5 or 9. So you can make some, you can differentiate your writing and their writing, and this is how it's gonna help you to get fix your writing errors. All right. So next one is get feedback on IELTS writing and IELTS speaking. Now the first two the first two section of IELTS, like reading and speaking, reading and listening, are graded with an answer key. মানে এগুলো answer key দিয়ে আমাদেরকে grade করা হয়. But IELTS writing and IELTS speaking are both graded by a human team of scholars. মানে speakingটা আর writingটা আমাদেরকে মানুষের দ্বারাই marking করা হয়. They are just gonna like justify how you are doing and they are gonna mark it. Okay. So your practice with these sections should include the human touch. So এই সেকশনটা যখনই আপনি প্র্যাকটিস করবেন, এখানে খুব ভালো হাইলি স্কিল কাউকে আপনার দরকার হবে, who is going to give you like good feedback. Okay. Find an actual person. You're gonna have to find some actual person, whether it's a teacher hook, a classmate or friend or family member with good English. যার English খুবই ভালো, outstanding, not just good. You're gonna have to find someone who speaks outstanding English. So yeah, then you can get some feedback from them. All right. Next one is you have to know what kind of accents to expect in IELTS. Somebody tell that IELTS speaking is like what's all about like British accent, but that's not really true always. I mean, yeah, it's quite British accent. I would say like 80. You're gonna hear the British accent 85% of times, and the rest you probably might be hearing some kind of native English accent from Australia, New Zealand, Canadian, American, and sometimes maybe Irish. Sometime might be Scottish as well. So if you know the different styles of English speech and pay attention to the range of accents, so you're gonna hear better in IELTS listening exam. All right, the last one is very important for the reading. I mean, it's all about vocabulary. I mean, আমি আমার আগের ভিডিওগুলোতে বলেছি, I'm saying it now, that written English is just fancier than spoken English. মানে written English fancier, spoken English থেকে অনেকটা fancier. This means you can expect to see a pretty wide range of vocabulary in IELTS reading. তার মানে আপনি প্রচুর পরিমাণে wide range of vocabulary আপনি IELTS reading এ দেখতে পারবেন, ঠিক আছে? So this is also true for both IELTS academic and general training. এটা academic and general training দুইটার জন্যই true. মানে মনে রাখবেন IELTS speaking is all about vocabulary. So if you don't know vocabulary a lot, I mean, you're going to be in big trouble. So if you have a good range of vocab, so I mean, IELTS is reading is going to be like a cup of tea for you. It's going to be a piece of cake. So you're going to have to know loads of vocabulary to get past the IELTS reading, right? So what you're going to have to do, you can buy an IELTS vocabulary workbook. You can, like, when you're going to do your IELTS practice test, you can write it down any unknown vocabulary, and you have to know that how to use it, what time to use it. Okay. I mean, this is how it's really going to help you to get going. I think I have given all the 10 tips, and this tips is going to be helpful to make you a good outline for your IELTS journey. I know I made some mistake in the video, so if you just don't like it, please just forget it. I do apologize for it if I make any mistakes. And that's all for now. I'm probably going to come back with some other videos in future. So till then, happy learning, and I'll see you again. Bye bye.